All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer, where we are going to unpack some incredibly dense ancient Kabbalistic teachings from the Zohar to decode the ultimate eschatological mystery of the end of days. Today, we're undertaking a really profound journey into the spiritual mechanics of the final ingathering. The mystical texts describe this monumental event as Eleh. Honestly, the best way to understand it is as a complete, top-to-bottom cosmic system upgrade. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through the architecture of this profound transformation because it completely changes how we view history, identity, and the future. Okay, so here's our roadmap for decoding this cosmic backend today. We're going to start right at the threshold of redemption, then we'll map out the Sephirotic to see how the system is actually wired. After that, we'll decode the massive system merge itself, look at exactly how incoming souls are authenticated, and finally, we'll arrive at the ultimate harmonization. So let's kick things off with Section 1, the threshold of redemption. We are beginning our journey at the absolute, dramatic precipice of history, looking at a concept the Zohar describes in some seriously vivid detail. I want you to picture this like a cinematic, 4K heritage scene. Israel is standing right at the threshold of redemption, and you see these vast multitudes returning from literally every corner of the world. But the faces, they're unfamiliar. They're incredibly diverse. It's completely unexpected. You've got waves upon waves of people flowing toward Jerusalem, and the native system, the original inhabitants, they look upon these incoming nodes, and this incredible mix of high tension and profound wonder just fills the air. It's an awe-inspiring, almost overwhelming moment. Looking out at this totally unprecedented gathering, the legacy system asks this ultimate question in pure awe. Eleh, who are these? Now, you have to realize this isn't just a physical question, it's a deep spiritual diagnostic query. The arrival of these multitudes sets the stage for massive, unprecedented system strain. It's an event that demands a total restructuring of the cosmic network. That brings us to Section 2, Backend, Mapping the Sephirotic. To really understand this transition, from the physical visual of multitudes arriving in Jerusalem to the actual spiritual back end of the universe, we have to look at the Yesod, the deep secret of Kabalah. To really grasp what's happening here, it helps to use a technology. Think of the end of the days as a massive system merge. I mean, think about how notoriously hard it is just to merge two corporate databases, right? Now imagine merging the spiritual data of all humanity. On one side, you've got your legacy users. These are the original tribes of Israel who have been running on the native network for millennia. On the other side, you've got entirely new external accounts. These are the incoming converts, the Gerim, the lost sparks returning from the furthest, darkest reaches of the globe. Integrating these entirely new external accounts into one single network raises massive identity verification challenges, and it causes intense system strain. And the brilliant thing is, the mechanics of this merge directly across the Sephirotic, the divine emanations. It's literal cosmic engineering. First, the data hits Binah, which acts as the identity server. This is the supreme discernment of identities, ruthlessly scanning the true spiritual root of every single incoming soul. Next, it moves to Tiferet, the central CPU. Tiferet is tasked with harmonizing that unity and balancing all this conflicting data. Then the data flows down through Yesod. Think of Yesod as the foundational bandwidth channel, integrating and funneling these souls downward. And finally, the whole thing compiles into Malchut. Malchut is the final UI, the ultimate tangible collective body of a completely unified humanity. All right, moving right along to Section 3, the massive system merge. Let's look a bit closer at the back-end database merger of this cosmic system, because this is where the ancient Hebrew letters themselves literally become code for network architecture. The Zohar teaches us that the phrase Eleh actually contains the core secret of the universe's ultimate structure. Let's break it down. Meaning who, represents the hidden, supernal legacy directory. We're talking about the upper 50 gates of understanding. Eleh, meaning these, represents the manifest, external nodes, the lower, previously disconnected physical reality. So by uniting the hidden me and the revealed Eleh, the system executes the ultimate database merger to form the complete name of God, Elohim. When that happens, boom, the system is finally completely whole. Structurally, this entire process really boils down to the number 2. This represents the two distinct data points that are desperately trying to shake hands, the known, internal system of the Jewish people versus the vast, unknown, external network of the rest of the world. Within that internal system, we have the number 12. 12 is your legacy tribal folder structure. It's the internal system framework, the 12 tribes, that has sustained the network and rigorously held the core coding of the Torah for thousands of years. But opposing that, you have the number 70. 70 represents the massive global external network, the sprawling nodes from the 70 root nations of the world. The end of days, the final ingathering, is the exact, precise moment when the 70 converge upon the 12, demanding assimilation into the core network. Now, to survive a collision like that, the system has to undergo a massive color shift. It absolutely must transition from red to white. Red represents din, judgment, confusion, intense system strain, and the rigorous boundary testing of those old legacy firewalls. But it has to shift into white. White represents rachamim, pure mercy. White is what enables ultimate inclusion, massive bandwidth expansion, and perfect system unity. Without that shift to white, the system just overloads. Which perfectly sets up Section 4, authenticating the converts. Because let me tell you, moving from red to white is not easy. Integrating entirely new accounts introduces intense spiritual friction. This is where we need to deeply analyze the role of Gerim, the converts, within this ingathering. Converts act as external accounts that have to bypass the ancient legacy firewalls. And the spiritual tension they introduce? It's enormous. The system has to rigorously verify, wait, are these hostile viruses trying to corrupt the data? Or are they purified holy sparks that were lost out there among the nations and are finally returning home? That specific identity verification challenge is exactly what causes the immense system strain at the end of days. So for these new nodes to actually authenticate and harmonize without completely destabilizing the core, cosmic engineering has to follow strict protocols. Step 1, external nodes request access. Step 2, that prompts Binah to relentlessly scan their spiritual DNA. Step 3, once they're verified, Tiferet steps in to harmonize those disparate data packets. And finally, Step 4, Yesod integrates them seamlessly into the mainframe. It's a flawless, step-by-step security clearance. And that brings us to our final phase, Section 5, the final harmonization. This is where the disparate factions finally truly unite. If we map this out, it's almost like a multi-generational video game. From the early network fragmentation millennia ago through periods of intense system strain, we finally arrive at the end of the 6,000-year timeline. Think of this as the final level. New characters from outside factions are suddenly joining the board. The legacy players have to manage incredibly complex alliances, navigate the intense identity verification systems, and successfully integrate these new players if they want to achieve that final level clear. And when that level is cleared, the result is breathtaking. It's a 100% unified Malchut. The legacy tribes, the authenticated Gerim, and those purified returning sparks, they all lock perfectly into place. The database merger of me and Eleh is completely successful. The system doesn't crash, instead it expands. It opens up into an infinite, perfectly harmonized collective body where the divine presence can rest entirely. It's an incredible vision of the future, where the known and the unknown finally become one. Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.